For lack of guidance, a nation falls, but victory is won through many advices. Proverbs chapter 11, verses 14. Hello, beautiful family. A very warm welcome back to the Lovystouch food channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Well, September is here. Happy new month. The holiday season is over. Kids are back to school. Adults are back to their hustle and bustle. Making stews in bulk is one of the ways I get my working mom balanced life. So today I'd like to show you how I make my back to school delicious goat meat tomato stew. Let's get started. Of course, the protein I chose here is goat meat, of course, with a skin. I do have my chopped tomatoes, my tomato paste, lots of onions, pepper. I do have some bell peppers here as well, and of course some garlic, ginger, and some seasoning and oil and a little bit of salt. In this recipe, I'm going to be using very little oil, okay? I'll go ahead and blend all my natural spices. I will list each and every one below in the description box. All right, so I'll begin by steaming and seasoning my goat meat. So I'll go ahead and add some chopped red onions. I'll also add a tablespoon each of goat meat seasoning and all-purpose seasoning and a teaspoon of salt. I also went in with the blended natural spices, including the habanero pepper. It is very important. I want this goat meat to feel the heat right at the beginning. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stir it very well together. Rinse the blender with a little bit of water and add it back here. Cover it and allow it to steam 20 minutes on a very low heat. While waiting, please go ahead and do all your cuttables and choppables, okay? I'm going to begin by chopping my onions, and I'm using one large onion and also two of this red onions as well. Using lots of onions in stews like this is very helpful, as it also double up the portion, okay? So yes, lots of onions in my goat meat stew, of course. So I'll also go ahead and cut my red bell peppers. Here you can use any color of choice, and we're done. Let's go and check our goat meat. This was about halfway of cooking it and it wasn't done, so I'll just go ahead, stir it and cover it, and I'll go to the process, which is making the stew. So in my pot, I'm going to add in tiny bit of oil. I'm using about 100 milliliters, and I'll add all my chopped onions. They are quite a lot. Fry it and make sure that it is nice and caramelized. All right. So after about 3 minutes of frying the onions, I'll go in with my tomato paste. The right quantity will be listed below in the description box, so please do not worry. This is the first time I'm using very little oil in making a very large pot of stew. I'm trying to learn to reduce the amount of oil I use in my dishes, especially when it comes to stew, and I've realized that it is possible, especially with the stew, okay? So I added about 1 tablespoon of curry powder, and I also went ahead to add my blended onions, garlic, ginger, and pepper. I am going to rinse the bowl with a little bit more of water, just so that it's easing up the tomato paste a little bit. While I stir everything very well together, I'll add about 1/4 cup of water more. I just want the tomato paste to cook very well, because once the tomato paste is very well cooked, you do not have to worry about how sour your stew is going to end up, okay? So I'm going to cover it and allow it to cook on a low heat for about 10 minutes. All right, make sure you go in and stir once in a while, just so that it does not burn, okay? You also see that all the oil was floating on top. The little oil that I used was floating on top, which was really good. And then I went in with my chopped tomatoes. It was about 5 cans of it. I'm going to also put the right quantity below, so please do well to check that out. Okay, this stew is looking gorgeous. We're now going to season it with some all-purpose seasoning, curry powder, nutmeg powder, and I also added few bay leaves as well. Stir everything to combine, and I'm going to cover it and allow this to cook for about 10 minutes. Please be sure that it is on low to medium heat, okay? Not too high, because you do not want your stew to burn. It's a no-no. So now our goat meat is nice and tender the way I want it to be. So I'm going to take them out. I am so overprotective of this stock because it's going to boost up the flavors for us. The goat meat was so good and the aroma was amazing. Amazeballs. So now after 10 minutes, our stew is looking really good. It's not perfectly cooked yet, but it smells so good already. I'm going in with my goat meat stock, which is so important for this stew. It just elevates the flavors right away. Whichever protein you choose to use, please do not throw away the stock. Please add it to the stew. It's going to add so much flavor. All right, so stir everything to combine and cover it once again. This is also going to cook for another 10 to 15 minutes, but in between you just want to make sure that you are stirring the stew, okay? So I chose to use my air fryer to fry my goat meat. You may just choose to use the oven or even fry it in oil. It is totally fine, whichever way. So far as it's nice and golden brown, it is acceptable. Just look at that color, so good. So now that we're done frying all our goat meat, it is nice and crispy and just so amazing. We're going to throw everything in our stew, and I went ahead to garnish it with some red bell peppers and my red onions. Oh boy, this stew was just perfect. It was so good, even though I used very little oil. So yeah, you can do that too. Once you're done, just go ahead and stir everything to combine and taste for salt and adjust it to your taste, okay? And there you have it, loves. Just go ahead and stir everything to combine. Allow it to simmer for about 3 minutes on a very low heat, and that delicious goat meat stew is done. So good, and the aroma is just amazing. I'll go ahead and just serve myself with this delicious bowl of rice and lots of salad, and of course my goat meat stew. It was so delicious. I hope you give it a try, and if you do, let me know in the comment section how you like it. It is absolutely delicious. I also went ahead to pack the leftovers for the days to come. I'm always the happiest when I'm able to make my stews in bulk like this. I know that this is going to go a very long way for me, and it makes my life very easy, and I hope you give this a try too. All right, thanks so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this recipe, and if this is your first time here, hello, my name is Lovia from Lovystouch. My main goal here is to cheer you up into making your own delicious meal right at the comfort of your home. I also love to share kitchen related motivational videos, so please come on board and subscribe to join the family for amazing new recipes every week. Thank you so very much, family, for watching once again, and please do not forget that you are so beautiful just the way you are. See you in my next one. Have a blessed day.